It's on. It's on and plopping. Hey, everybody. It is Thursday night. It's October 19th. This is your Better Than That Other League podcast. And we're going into week 7. This is going to be a short and sweet little video to do the mystery prize. Got home late and got to get this in before the Thursday night game. So let's do a quick recap of last week's matchups, why don't we? The only thing we need to discuss, though, is just me beating Ben. I think we're all happier when Ben loses, and so I'm glad I could be of some service. So you're welcome. I moved to 10th place, not in last. I'm 2-4. Ben moves to 6th place. He is 3-3. I got that one correct, actually. I predicted, I think I went 5 for 6 for the last week's matchups. I had picked myself to win. Next, I had predicted Kevin to win. He won against Eric. It was a higher scoring affair, but just Eric unfortunately couldn't do enough to overcome Kevin. Eric moves to 11th. He is currently 1-5, but I feel like Eric, I haven't looked, but I feel like he's scored a good amount of points this year, but just has been kind of unlucky, unfortunately. But Kevin's in first place, holds the first place position due to having more points over Chris. So congrats, Kevin, from first to last, baby. Let's go. Next, we had Dave versus Spooner. This is the game I got wrong. I thought Spooner was going to pull this one out, but Dave did. Dave is currently in third place. He is at 4-2. Spooner moves to 5th with a current record of 3-3. Earlier on, he looked like a juggernaut. He was my favorite to win, but I think with injuries, but also bye weeks, his team has taken a hit. Next, we had Brad versus Jimmy. Brad won that matchup. Brad again, Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, looking like a solid recipe. I say that every week, recipe. We should have a recipe counter. But Brad's currently in 4th place, sitting at 4-2. Jimmy, he's in last. Doesn't matter. Win or lose, he's going to booze. I like that attitude, Jimmy. Jimmy's at 1-5. Next matchup, we had Tom versus Chris. Kind of surprised not surprised that Tom didn't score over 200 points because I don't think he has yet. He pulled out a win out of his booty. Dick Kicker moves to 3-3. He's currently in 8th place with the least amount of points, might I say, in the whole league. And then Chris he's currently 2nd place. It was his first loss of the season, currently in 2nd. Lastly, Nick took home most points again for the 2nd week in a row, beat down Matt and Sean. So yeah, was a fairly good week last week. We're not going to do meme of the week this week. I'm not going to share my screen. We'll have to check those out from ourselves. Tom put up some awesome memes. The video memes were awesome. Loved the one with Brad. Brad not answering my questions. That was hilarious. All right, let's go into this week's week 7 predictions. We're starting off with my matchup versus Brad. I have myself winning, and it's only because love conquers all, and it's going to win. Love will always win. Maybe. We'll see. But it's going to be a surprise one. That's going to be the upset. I'm beating Brad this week. Next, we have Kevin versus Tom. Tom's got too many players on bye, and he can't score over 200 points. It's not allowed. This team just can't do it. It's kind of like Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys. Too much offense is not good. Let's tone it down a little bit. So Kevin's the opposite. Boom, points galore coming out of each orifice everywhere. Kevin easily wins this one, remains in first place. Next, we got Kevin. Wow, sorry. Next, we have Eric versus Spooner. Spooner, like I said, has been hit with injuries, is he's got players on bye. He's starting Royce Freeman in one of his running back spots. He's hurting. He's desperate. And luckily for Eric needs a win. This is going to be an easy win for him, and Eric will get this win over Spooner. Next, Dave versus Matt and Sean. Dave, unfortunately, he dealt away Tua for trade, was going to rely on Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is now out for the year, and so Dave is left to start Derek Carr tonight. And I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Matt and Sean, they've been putting up some points too. They've also been a little unlucky in playing teams that have been scoring more. So I think Matt and Sean are going to take this win pretty easily. So next, Nick versus Jimmy. Nick is also hurting for bye weeks and maybe some injuries. Maybe I think Jimmy, now that he's got Saquon Barkley back, he's looking a little bit more solid. He's looking steady. But it doesn't matter, win or lose. He's going to booze. And he's going to win this week. So he'll be boozing for that reason. So Jimmy may remain in 12th, but still catch a win. We'll see. I got Jimmy winning that matchup. Last but not least, we have Chris versus Ben. And this is going to be, again, just Chris over Ben. I don't think Ben has Justin Fields. Got a couple other players hurt. Devontae Smith is hurt. I think not only that reason, but just because he's Ben, we're going to see him lose. Chris is going to do us a solid and beat him for us. So, well, that's our predictions for this week, week 7 matchup. Just a reminder that week 8 is league pick'em. So I'll give you an update on that when that time comes, but we'll get our picks in for next week's matchups for the extra $10. By the way, like I mentioned that Nick won the most points last week. I think I won the mystery prize with Cooper Kupp. He was in my flex and he scored the most points. So on to week 7 mystery prize. Ooh, most touchdowns in your starting roster. Boom. Boom. I always like this one. Because I get to sit there and wait for a notification on my phone saying such and so scored a touchdown. Never comes. My team doesn't score very many touchdowns. So hence being in the bottom. Anyways, that's your week's mystery prize. Most touchdowns in your starting roster. That does include your kicker if they score a touchdown. Does include your defense if they score a touchdown. Tonight we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is starting. He was questionable against the New Orleans Saints, and I got the Jags winning this one. I think New Orleans offense just isn't there with Derek Carr. They may be better off starting Jameis Winston. So no daily play today. Unless you want to take Andrew's advice again or mine. I really crapped the bed last week with my daily play. But no, I could see Etienne and Kamara both scoring touchdowns. So I like what Eric suggested. Do the profit boost or the odds boost on one of them, and then do the 50% profit boost on the other. And if they both score, boom, make it rain, baby. All right, that's it for week 7. Better Than the Other League podcast. Hope you guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.